Slidell, Louisiana. Willie, Democrat, good morning.
Good morning. I just want to say I'm a very patriotic American. I did 20 years in the military, 2 tours in Vietnam, wounded in 1966, went back in 68. And I look at myself and think about, as a military man, we're supposed to close it, kill, capture, destroy the enemy by all means available. And to see we let this man Trump destroy America, and I look at it and say, well, these two people had to step up and take that shot. I'm 83, nothing to lose.
I'm sorry, Willie, you're not advocating violence, are you?
Not violence. I'm talking about defending my country.
All right.
2 days since somebody allegedly tried to kill Donald Trump again. And you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
Peter, he's still being taught, especially by the media, that the more offensive he is, the more he can dominate the media space entirely. And I feel like you've been a good diagnoser of that, not only from when you were up against him, but from what others have done. So do you have an antidote for that, or a way that people can talk themselves out of taking that bait?
It's a good thing she used the word antidote, because she is a witch. I mean, you know it's bad with the Democrats if they're dusting off the Hillbot and bringing her out there to basically rally the team. I personally think what we've seen over the last 24 to 48 hours, we are seeing, in my estimation, the death of the Democrat Party. I think they know their time is short. I think they realize they completely pushed way beyond our limits. I think they know that at this point, Americans have had it up to here, and they've got nothing except, to constantly say Donald Trump is dangerous. Understand, these videos I'm going to show you here in the opening all took place after this last second attempt. You would think after he just had another assassination attempt thwarted that they would back off. But somebody has given the word. And it is obvious. I don't know if you've watched anything today in news. I watch it so you don't have to. But they didn't back down whatsoever. And in fact, they ramped it up. So in my estimation, as you see on the headline, I firmly believe at this point, they want Trump dead. Barry, how could you say something so egregious? Listen to them. Listen to what they're what they're saying to each other, what they're broadcasting on their air. This happened after the attempt on his life again. They don't want to back down. They don't want to do anything that seems sympathetic to a man, a grandfather, a husband. They don't feel sympathetic at all. They realize they have a vegetable in the White House and an absolute kook as vice president, and a kookier vice presidential candidate in Tim Walz. And so, with that, now they're going to trot out the biggest hater possible. She still hasn't gotten over 2016. This woman needs to get some serious psychological help. And Rachel, you may have to as well.
I think that's really a critical question, and I think there's a couple of things going on here. You mentioned the press, and sadly, the press is still not able to cover Trump the way that they should. They careen from one outrage to the next. What was outrageous 3 days ago is no longer on the front pages, even though it threatens the physical safety of so many people, particularly, as you point out.
Even though he threatens the physical safety of so many people. It's like you just saw the programming and said, we got to do this. We have to get people out there. They need to understand this man's crazy. We need them to do our bidding. You just said it again. And I'm telling you, you're going to keep hearing that over the next couple minutes with these segments. And you can make up your own mind as to what my headline says there.
out immigrants that he and Vance have.
Oh, wait, I got to stop there. You're also going to hear that word over and over. They are not immigrants. My dad was an immigrant. My dad and his brothers came from Jamaica. His mother, my grandmother, came from Jamaica. They did it the right way. That's what an immigrant is. These people are being airdropped into towns across the country, and you're not even telling the local governments. That is not an immigrant. That is an insertion. And it's another I word as well. People are not assimilating. I don't care if you believe the dog and cats thing or not. You cannot deny that these people are not assimilating into these communities.
Decided to demonize. And I don't understand why it's so difficult for the press to have a consistent narrative about how dangerous.
Here we go again. Don't tell me this isn't on purpose.
Trump is. The late, great journalist, Harry Evans, one time said that, journalists should, really try to achieve objectivity. And by that, he said, I mean, they should cover the object. Well, the object in this case is Donald Trump, his demagoguery.
His demagoguery. This guy almost had his life taken again. They're not even taking a breath going, wait a second, okay, let's give it a couple days before we attack again. We don't have time. We don't have time to do this. We only have a couple weeks. So we have to make sure everybody stays revved up and ready to go because he's a demagogue. He's dangerous. He's a threat. All the words every single one of these stations were using all day long. Not one insert. Not, maybe on a different show. Every single show everywhere on the left was calling this man a danger, a threat to democracy.
His danger to our country.
That is not by accident. Hillary may be many things, but I consider her intelligent. She's not like cuckoo, Kamala. So she knows very well the words she's saying. The basically the linguistics that she's putting out, the programming that she's putting out. Notice I don't think she's looking at a teleprompter. This is the hate from inside. It's OG. She's got it. She doesn't need notes. She doesn't need a teleprompter. I hate this guy. I hate everything he stands for, and I want him dead. That's what I'm reading into this. Look at her eyes. She's not reading. This is pure, just overwhelming hatred
in the world, and stick with it. They were merciless about what they saw as President Biden's, problems in the debate and calling for him to withdraw. I believe Donald Trump has disqualified himself over and over and over again to be a presidential candidate, let alone a president. The second thing, though, is that part of what Trump is counting on is for people to get desensitized. I mean, oh my gosh, did you hear what he said yesterday? Did you hear who he attacked? Did you hear the viciousness? And it just like with a shrug, okay, fine, we're moving on. Well,
are you hearing this stuff? Viciousness, attack. This woman is shrewd. She's a very polished, hateful politician. And she's putting these words out there, trying to basically do the MK Ultra thing on people and get people to be riled up, be afraid, be very afraid. And to some extent, it's working.
Americans need to understand that they have to take Trump both seriously and literally. He has said what he wants to do. He and his allies with Project 2025.
How many times? How many times are they going to keep saying Project 2025? They are going to keep saying it because in their mind, they have to put and associate Trump with some, radical ideology. So they can't talk about Agenda 47. They must talk about Project 2025. They don't care. Now, I just want you to remember, as she's talking, Just put something in the back of your mind and go, she mentioned Project 2025 that you know is not true. In other words, that's misinformation, right? It's not true. Just keep that in your mind as you hear like the next 30 seconds.
His desire to be a dictator, at least.
His desire to be a dictator.
At least on day one, all of that is in the public record. And I believe
the public record would also show that he's disavowed Project 2025. Do you not realize this, you hillbot? You hilldebeest? Don't you understand? He's disavowed. He's distanced himself from him. It's been, as you guys say, debunked.
That more Americans have to be, willing to endure what frankly is discomforting and to some extent kind of painful, to take him at his word and to be outraged by what he represents. And then finally, the hopeful side of this is that I do think more and more Americans are, rejecting the kind of chaos that he represents. We can't go back. That's what the Harris campaign says all the time. We're not going back. We're not going back to, what he failed to do to protect American lives during COVID. We're not going back to the, romance with dictators that puts, innocent lives at risk and America's security in danger. We
Danger.
Can't go back and give this very dangerous man another chance to do harm to our country and the world.
All right. Now, if you remember, I just said, remember Project 2025. Remember she lied about that. What she's about to say should actually piss you off. I won't say fear. It should piss you off. Because what she's about to say, if you haven't heard it, this isn't just about Trump. Trump has said it many, many times. They're after me. Not really. They're after you. I'm just in the way. Well, listen to what Hillbot has to say about that.
Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda, and whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged.
You, me, people like us who support Trump should be civilly or maybe even criminally charged.
Is something that would be a better deterrence, because
it would be a better deterrent. Throwing your ass in jail or suing the pants off of you would be better than allowing you to continue to support Donald Trump. This is what they put out on a national news network. They dusted her off, brought her out the closet, threw a moo-moo on her and said, go ahead, say what you need to say. Go after Trump. Say how he's dangerous and dangerous and dangerous and more dangerous. Oh my God, he's dangerous. Now, let's continue with the current presidential candidate, if you can even understand what she's got to utter here.
To protect all of you?
I do.
You feel safe for you and your family?
I do. But, you can go back to Ohio.
Wait a second. Wait, okay. Understand, so she's sitting at a softball interview with the National Association of Black Journalists, who basically treated her not with just kick gloves, but like with a bubble. Let's not harm Kamala. But even being treated like Bubble Girl, she's still screwed up. This guy's talking to her about Secret Service. Do you feel protected? Do you feel safe? Yeah, I feel safe. And what does she do? She pivots to Springfield, Ohio.
Not everybody has Secret Service. And there are far too many people in our country right now who are not feeling safe.
That's because they shouldn't friggin' be here. She just kind of jumped over that. There's way too many people in this country who aren't feeling safe.
Look at Project 2025.
Oh, God, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of them telling us we are disinformation agents when all they do is spew misinformation. That's it. They've got nothing. That's why I keep saying this is a landslide, because you would have to be a functioning idiot not to see you are being programmed. all they can do is lie.
And I look at, like the Don't Say Gay laws coming out of Florida. Members.
Now she's going way back. Like, let me go back into some of these, things that just aren't true from years ago, not just from a few months ago. Yeah, the Don't Say Gay laws in Florida. I live here, lady. You're full of it. You're 100% full of it. But the morons that you're talking to won't even push back. Can you imagine sitting with an actual reporter these days? And when you say Project 2025, oh, wait a second. Trump's already said he's not a part of that. Oh, okay. Well, the Don't Say Gay laws. No, that's not true either. Oh, okay. On to the next lie.
The LGBTQ community don't feel safe right now.
The LGBTQ community doesn't feel safe right now. I live in South Florida. I am an arm's stone throw away from large, thriving gay communities. And I mean thriving. The gay community in South Florida is everywhere. I mean everywhere. But the transformer community, that's a whole lot different. Even most of the gays aren't about that. But the gays don't feel safe? Are you kidding me? You know how many gays I know down here are packing themselves? No. In fact, if you go to Wilton Manors, which is part of South Florida here, right outside of Fort Lauderdale, you would be feel like the minority there. Go to parts of South Beach. Go to other parts of Fort Lauderdale. No, they don't not feel safe. They're completely safe. She's such a liar.
Immigrants or people with an immigrant background don't feel safe right now. Women.
These people just let her lie. Immigrants, they don't feel safe right now. Which ones are you talking about? Because I just had an immigrant at my house, and my wife was talking to them. They do the lawn and landscaping, and they had a great time talking and working out there, and my wife had them directing traffic and, hey, take this and do this, and they were happy and giving them water and iced tea. But what immigrants don't feel safe? Who? I could go into many towns. I can go to Pompano. I can go to Fort Lauderdale. I can go all over the place. I see immigrants everywhere. Who doesn't feel safe?
Don't feel safe right now. And so, yes, I feel safe. I have Secret Service protection. But that doesn't change my perspective on the importance of fighting for the safety of everybody in our country.
You want to fight for the safety of everybody in this country. I've said this many times. I posted it on X today. Show me anytime, anywhere, where someone on the left, someone who's a politician on the left, have said anything critical about a newcomer. Anything. Go find it. We've seen them beat up cops in New York. We've seen them kill and do this and everything else. Not one Democrat ever criticizes the newcomers. Just doesn't happen. But you and me, we're cults. We're in a cultish part of things right now. We need some reprogramming, some re-education. They have no problem at all criticizing and putting out negative stuff about Trump supporters. But not one of them, not any channel, will ever talk negatively or criticize what a newcomer does. And now, after you've seen Hillbot, and now they're bringing out the next clown in the circus.
Look at the fact that he is now admitting they made up a story, as you say, quoting him, that the media wouldn't cover. Maybe the media didn't cover it because there was no story. He's telling the audience that the whole thing about cats and dogs is made up. There is no story. Really? Well, I know Vivek Ramaswamy is going to do a town hall in Springfield. None of these people, just so you know, not a single one, not Al Sharpton, definitely not Rachel Maddow, none of them have gone to Springfield and talked to the actual people. They'll get on television and go, hey, it ain't happening. People are fine there. They loved it. They love the newcomers. It's fantastic. They don't even want to take the time to go visit the town that they've basically caused an invasion with. Don't even want to talk about it. Don't want to talk to those residents. Screw them. It's not important. I remember when people were talking about the Great Replacement theory as being a conspiracy theory. Oh, we're long past that. We're long past that being a conspiracy. It's actually their plan. Actually, it's not even a plan. They're doing it. They're executing it. They're flying people in under cover of darkness and dropping them in communities. I read today that a small community in Alabama of 4,000 people, a rural community of 4,000 people in Alabama, woke up this morning and found 2,000 Haitians dumped into their neighborhood. 50% of the town's population changed like that. And the mayor's like, we don't have any resources for this. What do you want me to do? It's criminal that they're just dropping these people into towns and go, hey, have at it, love you, bye. And expecting the locals to find a way to deal with it before these people get angry because they're hungry. They don't even tell the local officials. They just drop them in there. Hey, have a good time. And of course, this moron comes out.
Didn't exist. But again, this is consistent with Trump's campaign. Let's not forget Donald Trump as president called Haiti and several African countries S-hole countries. You also have to put into the factor in that.
Wait. Al? Yes. What would you call Haiti? I mean, if S-hole is not the right word, what exactly would you say Haiti is? I'm waiting. What do you think some of these third world countries are? Yes, it's a pejorative. Yes, it may be a little strong. But is it wrong? I don't want to live there. Nobody I know wants to live there. They don't even want to live there. If the people in the country are willing to get on an airplane, be shipped to somewhere in South Alabama with no money, no food, nothing, just say, here, I'm still better than I was in Haiti. They got ducks here. They got pigeons. I'm going to have a veritable buffet here. Oh, man. As long as I can catch it, I'm going to eat, right? In Haiti, I can't do that. I'm eating dirt cookies. So if it's not an S-hole country, what exactly would you call it?
If you are someone that is anti-Haitians in Springfield or coming in to think you're defending the people of Springfield whose pets are being eaten up.
Okay, right there, that's a perfect example of what they do. They try to do that all the time, call you anti-whatever. You're not even allowed to have an opinion. You're anti. Like I said, I've known many Haitians. I've employed many Haitians. I've seen Haitians that work in, housekeeping, and I've seen Haitians who are executives. I don't know anybody who's anti-Haitian. You jumped the shark there. What people are is anti-illegal newcomers. Big difference, Al.
Any black walking around Springfield looks Haitian. I mean, it is racist. It is a clear threat to people.
Threat. Okay, so if you're not open to having, thousands of people dumped into your town, you're just being racist. That's your problem. You don't get it. This is the new America at this point. You better accept it. You don't have a choice. That's what they're telling you. They're telling you straight up, you no longer have a choice. Accept it that this is the way it's going to be, or you're a racist and you probably need to go to some deprogramming or re-education camps.
And just like I denounce whoever's trying to assassinate Donald Trump for whatever reasons, they should denounce...
Whoa. Whatever reasons? Okay, just wanted you to hear that for whatever reason.
The fact that they are inciting nuts to feel that they can go into Springfield and save pets. That's those kinds of jaded thinking is what leads to killings. I did the funerals in Buffalo, New York, of a mass killer that felt he had the right to target blacks. I've been to others.
Now we're talking about serial killers or people who go off. Those are Americans who may have done some really bad things, but they're Americans. You just compared very easy, very fluidly, illegal newcomers with people who have a right to be here. It's the same thing in their eyes. Don't you get it? They are you at this point. They have every single right and more than you do.
And did eulogies. This is dangerous. This is
dangerous as they cut to a picture of Donald Trump. That's not by accident. This is dangerous. And he shows up.
A threat to people
and he's a threat while his picture is being shown.
Same time we denounce what apparently has happened as a threat to Donald Trump.
Apparently. Hey, we're not really sure. It was, who knows what it was. This guy had a, AK-47 in the bushes. He might have just been out there having a lunch break. It's just apparent that it was an assassination attempt.
We should denounce what is apparently a threat to blacks and particularly Haitians in Springfield.
Wait. It's a threat to blacks. How did you get there? Just because Haitians have dark skin, you think this is a threat against blacks? As far as I know, as of yet, it is only 7 p.m. on Tuesday. I don't think people have rounded up the posses yet. I don't think people have said, you know what, we need to get the posse together and round them up. It hasn't happened yet.